Hey everybody, it's Tom from Inspiration Metalworks. Oddly enough, you start to work on a video or two and you realize that the entire summer's gone by. We've been really busy here this summer, and I haven't been able to keep up with the videos like I would have liked to have done. That being said, I have shot video throughout the summer, and what I realized is that maybe it would be better just for me at this point to do a little compilation. So what I've got for you today is just some of the projects that I worked on this summer. Now, I recently started working with another local business that makes t-shirts, and so actually a lot of my summer has been setting up the process for making templates for them and making a bunch of different templates. So you may have seen some of the templates on Facebook or Twitter, places like that. But they're out there, and if you get a chance, take a look. There's a whole lot more coming, but I'll show you some of that later on. Won't be in this video, but I do have some fun stuff to show. So sit back, relax, and I'll take you through the summer. Well, the first thing I wanted to show real quick is the work in progress I've been doing on the table. Actually, this table, even though I was still working on it, it sold in under 3 hours, so I was pretty happy about that. It's a custom design using, being inspired by a logo from the American Legion Riders, and going to the local post here. It's taken me quite a long time to get this done, but only because I've been just working on this on the side here and there. But it is done and ready for delivery now. Video today. I'm doing a little bit of powder coating this morning. People have asked me how that works, and so I figured I'd do a quick video here. The powder coat system that I use is from Eastwood. They do quite a bit of car, automotive kinds of setups, but I found that they've got some really good tools. A step up from the Harbor Freight stuff. Not exactly always, top of the line, but really good day-to-day use tools. So what I found though with this Eastwood systems, it does a pretty good job, much better than the previous system I did. Okay, so the powder coat system that we're using today is from Eastwood, and it includes the gun. We've got a voltage control, ground, and I've used some that use a pedal that you step on. This one happens to have a button that you press. Right? Push the button. So what it does is, while you're pressing the button and you're spraying the powder out, it electrifies the powder, which is then drawn to the metal part because it is grounded. So you've got opposite, positive and negative charges. It pulls the powder together, so you get a nice even coat, and then you bake it in the oven. Now I'm trying a new powder that I haven't used it before. It's actually a bronze hammer tone powder. So this one's new for me. I'm just trying it out. This is not for parts that are ever going to actually see the light of day other than in a t-shirt shop, so they will just be used internally there. But let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you how it works. Okay, so we have our parts, right? And the parts need to be suspended. So what we'll do is we'll take each part and we'll use some metal wire. And I'm going to cut a small piece for each one. Here's a small one, for instance. I don't know how well you can see this, but we're basically going to be able to drop it on the ground. Oh, nice. Love you. You head now? Okay. Thank you. Love you. Bye, sweetheart. Love you. Okay, so what we do is we create these metal hangers. The hangers will allow the current to travel down to the metal piece and transfer the charge, the grounded charge, to the piece we're coating. Now it is important that these be very, very clean. I typically spray them down with brake cleaner right before I do my coating. You want to use something that's going to both get any oils off of it, so you get fingerprints or things like that, but then something also that's going to evaporate quickly, because if there's anything moist or damp when you spray, it will actually cause bubbling in the powder itself when you go to bake it. So bake it out and it'll cause those bubbles to show up. So you gotta make sure that it's good and dry too. One technique that people use a lot of times is they actually pre-bake it. So they bring it up to temperature, bake it. Now this will be at 400 degrees. But, alright, so let's take a look here. Hang on. Let's get a different angle. My goodness, I was recording that all the time. So one thing that I do with this as I'm doing it, sometimes if I got multiple pieces, like you can see here, I will go ahead and string them all together and then run a line between them all so that the charge goes through all of them at the same time. So if there's any overspray from one, it just kind of, it'll get drawn towards the other parts. Kind of helps be a little more efficient. A little bit. Probably would work better if I were in an actual spray booth. But a little bit here and there. We're trying for a nice even coat. Each powder is going to be a little different, but typically they'll give you the information for what thickness you're going for, how many mils thickness you're trying to get, and then also the baking information. So is it, like for this particular one, it's 400 degrees for 10 minutes, but that's saying once it's up to temperature at 400 degrees, at which point it will wet in. It'll actually look wet, right? So it'll go from this matte looking color to looking wet. So once it wets in, then from there you do 400 degrees for 10 minutes. So you let it bake for an extra 10 minutes at that point. So this is actually a little quicker than some of the other ones that I do, which are often 15 or 20 minutes. Alright, so let's flip this around so we can see what's on the camera. Nika's going to get ready. She's going to do a little welding. So she's going to put on some heavier gloves. We're going to do some MIG welding today. Now she's been practicing a little bit on this piece already. But these were her very first MIG welds she's ever done. Her very first arcs that she's ever struck, actually. Alright, keep your helmet on. Alright, got your helmet on.
It's kind of fluffy inside, but
yeah.
kind of gets me.
Okay, are you ready? Remember to hold it carefully. Don't press the trigger until we're ready. What do we say when we're going to weld? Welding, right? Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Just leave it on. What happened? Did you get a spark? Alright, good job. Oh, you did good. Alright, did you see your roll? You did a good job. Alright, well, let's turn this off for now. Thanks everybody for joining us. Alright, we got a small production run that we're doing today. I just thought I'd give you a quick look into that. It's an unusually cool and rainy day on the 2nd of August today, but haven't done anything in a while, so I figured I'd give you a little something to look at. Well, we decided to push our limits today, and we're cutting some 1/2 inch. Doesn't go quick.
15 inches a minute right now. Even though the book said 20, but 15 is giving me a little better cut. So, the nice part about it is I can do it and I can replicate it. There she is. All right, and with just a quick hit with the chipping hammer, and we got all the dross off, but you can see how clean that cut is. I'll tell you, I know there's guys who can do that by hand like that, but over and over, I'll take the machine any day.